without using a lot of the space. Normally you'd be doing these drills all over the room. If you got a big room, utilize the room because that's going to be the reality of a lot of fights. You've got an entire hall, you've got an entire hotel room that you're fighting in, a bar or a restaurant setting. You might be outside in the parking lot. So you're going to take this drill and you're going to add a lot of movement to it. We're just going to kind of splice a bunch of techniques together depending on what we're doing. So if Tom just starts with straight punches, jabs, and or crosses, he's attacking me. Right now I'm just going to kind of hit it and palm strike it. I don't always want to do right, left on the defense. He can do whatever he wants. He wants to mix it up because I don't want to time it. I don't want, if I always just do the left hand, he's going to know to hook that side. If I always do right, left, he knows when I'm moving, when I'm turning, when I'm going to leave myself open, because the most opportune time for him to counterattack is when he knows what I'm going to do next on my defense. So I'm just kind of changing it up a little bit, doing a few with the right hand, a few with the left hand. I'm just practicing my drills, keeping my thumb in, keeping my palm to hit the side of his knuckles. From there, I'm going to raise my hands a little bit more. Now I'm going to start using my forearm. I might use my right forearm a little bit more, whether he's punching with the right or left hand. I may do a few with my left, so I'm not predictable. He may start throwing hook punches because he sees there's not an opportune time. And I'm just going to kind of comb the hair back, right? He's aiming for my ears, he's aiming for my temples. So make sure you're in range, come a little closer, because normally you'd be hooking here, right? So I'm just doing a few of those, and he decides those aren't working well. He goes back to the straight punches, so I'm forearm. Now from the forearm, I'm going to lift it up, and I might be banging him with my elbows. Elbow deflection, I can be doing the same elbow for either side, or I can switch it up. And even going lightly, this is pretty detrimental to the person's knuckles. So from here, I'll drop it down, and I'll straight blast. Normally, I'd be running straight to the wall. I'd be going as fast as I can, kind of like that type of pattern. But right now, we're just going to demonstrate it and just assume that I'll be running forward. My right foot steps with my right punch. My left foot steps with my left punch. And you're using those knuckles, and you're slamming those into the sternum or into the face and the nose, and then slamming down. So if his head's forward, it would be here and finish off in here. So I just blast him with the feel, and then he hits the wall. Now we're kind of in a tighter position because he's against the table, he's against a chair. So we finish the straight blast, he's not going anymore. He didn't fall down, and then he's going to backhand me, and then we'll go into a lop-style type drill. And I might just do this just to get the reps. You're not going to fight like this. You might only do 1 or 2 of these at most, but it's working your reflexes, sensitivity, sticky hand type motion drills. At any point, I can take it and I can throw an extra low strike in there. He reacts to the low strike, right? He doesn't pay attention to the high strike again, and then you get him here. And then he brings his hand up because I just popped him in the eye, and then I go back low. So that's kind of the idea what we're trying to do there. At any point, I can switch sides just by turning over here. We might do a few of these for the drill. At any point, when he does backhand, I'm here and I just drop it low, or he pushes me low, doesn't matter, right? I don't care when you do a low strike. He reacts to that low strike, he's not paying attention to his upward strike, and you backhand him or eye gouge him or slash him across the throat, and then you go back down here. We can also keep going to the drill, keep doing the drill. We can also trap it up, boom, pull into some knee strikes. Switch it over. Instead of low, high, low with the hands, I can go low, high with the hands, and then knee strike. Or I can go low with the hands, high here, growing strike. Low with the hands, high with the hands, kneecap, kicks, anything I want to do from there. Then he breaks out of the pattern, he does a hook punch. Block, parry, pin drill. He does a punch, block, parry, pin, block, parry, pin. Then I add inserts. I block, I strike the face, I parry, I strike the eyes, I pin, I punch. He throws another strike. 1, 2, 3. He does another punch. This time I might X block it here, crank it here. He throws a hook punch again. I'm like, whoa, I kind of X block it. I turn, I crank. He throws the punch. I block like I'm going to block parry pin, but as I go down, I switch hands here, and then once I'm here, I switch hands again, and I face the same way, and I crank him, I kick him, I knee him. He throws a hook punch. I might parry it down to this hand, trap it in. Then I might switch hands right away to here, face the same way. If he straight arm locks, I go with the straight arm lock from here, right? There's pressure there. I might do a U-turn takedown and take him to the ground, or pull him into my knee, or I might gooseneck him or C-lock him. He comes back up. This time we tangle, and now we're in tight. Every time I come in, I take that thumb, and right now we're demonstrating on the eyebrow, but what I'm doing is I'm gouging in the eye if force necessary dictates it, right? This is the eye gouges. Then I'm gonna when he comes in, I'm gonna shove him back, pull him over into an elbow strike. I come in, he comes in, I shove him back, he resists, I come in. So we're just putting different drills together. Then he breaks away and he does a hook punch. I block, I elbow his face, and I do an overhand figure into my takedown with that back break. He throws another hook punch, I block, elbow strike, overhand, takedown, twist. He throws another punch. This time I go underneath for shooting to the moon. I have it here. I can switch to one hand if I wanted to. Crank it back. He throws another punch. There's a punch there. I have underhand figure 4. Crank it here. Then we get in close and we start hugging each other low line, right? Then all of a sudden he gets in and he squeezes and lifts me up. I take the hand and I maul his face, making sure he can't bite back at me. And then I go back in here. And like I said, these are all situational. We wouldn't do this in this order. I'm just showing you, if you're in this situation, what are some possibilities. This next one, what you're going to see is when he goes in, I just take it here and I crank it here, right? And then he puts the other hand underneath, and right away I crank it. Then I can take it here, I can knee it, then I can underhook, and I can go back to that full takedown with that steering wheel or the U-turn takedown. So let's say we come back here a few times, right? I go back to the neck clinches. Now I move with him and I'm knee striking him, right? Knee striking him. Knee striking him every time I come in. Then this time I might go low again here. He goes low. And I might change it from this position here to a takedown. So I bring him to the floor. Now he's here, but he's in this position here, right? I want to try to get in. I want to try to hit those legs, hit the punches, hook it in, hit the groin, hammer fist if I can. He's trying to push me away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one hand here and I'm going to get that knee, ankle here and just kind of lift it over, force it in the turn, and then I just pass it to the side. From here, he gets back on the back here. I might drop his knee down to his sternum, his xiphoid process, his intercostus muscle. I take this foot, I post it, and we start the strikes. That may take a while, and I can transition from there to a scarf. Pulling the neck back, punching the face. He gets an arm out. I might go to a straight arm. Crank it, control it, punch it. It may bend. I might get the bottom leg under for control. Punch the face, pull the head, bash the head up and down the carpet. Then I might transition from there just to here. Or I may keep the hands in here and just lock it in, right? And just do a Americana type move from this side. I might just control it, bash the face, bite, whatever I want to do. I might transition or end up on the mount, going into the punches, maybe going high on him, smothering him down. Get some bites in there if you can, where he can't bite you. I might switch around to the opposite side. I might sit on his arms, elbows, knees, growing. You got some bites in here if you can. Then I might go here to the scarf. Bringing the body over, working those punches in there. I might see an arm, I might grab it and trap it. Same thing with the straight arm. I get the straight arm over here, leg over, punch it, he bends it. Get it here, punch it, whatever I want to do. I might transition from them there all the way to the north-south. Bites here, elbows here, make sure they can't bite you back. And then we just play around with that drill. So you're looking at probably about 20 different possible techniques that we're doing from there. And it's just based on, is he going to hook me? What are my options? Is he going to clinch me or is she going to clinch me? What are my options? Do I want to kick him, knee him, bite him, growing strike, eye gouge him? There's all the possibilities depending on what's necessary for that situation. If they go to the ground, I've got options of punches. I've got options of biting. I've got options of trapping and wrestling and doing all those techniques. So this is the blend-in process where you're doing that Jeet Kune Do blend of seeing, hey, that looks a little like Jiu-Jitsu. That looks a little bit like Muay Thai kickboxing. That looks a little bit like Savate. That looks like a little bit like Kung Fu. And then see how they transition nicely as one another's complement. So try that a few times.